Hi, guys. This is Michelle,
And I'm Lexi.
and you are listening to Book to the Couch.
So grab a snack, get cozy, and meet us on the couch. A trigger warning on this episode, just in case, because we do mention physical, emotional abuse.
And we do talk
It is
about
a
some tough topics that
very hard topic to talk about for a lot of people.
everybody's absolutely favorite trope of all time. And if you don't love this trope, that's okay. We don't hate around here. We don't judge. Maybe a little because it's so good. But enemies to lovers. And we're also going to be talking about a very common trope that is often brought to the discussion pool about it. Bullying. The bullying trope.
Yes, bullying versus enemies to lovers. It's going to be a great conversation. But I thought first, since it is a new month, that we could do a little this or that. So, Michelle, would you rather binge read or slow read?
Well, I'm a binge reader.
I don't know. I'm kind of in between because if it's like a series that I really like, I'm binging the whole thing. But if it's like a standalone, I'll read it slow and take my time. So it's kind of both.
No. There's only a few series that I'm actually like willing to slow read, and those are usually like really giant long ones. Like
Yeah.
I think I told you a few months ago about the kind of Edgar Allan Poe paranormal Why Choose one that I found.
Yes, yeah.
That's like a couple books series. So like I'm taking my time and reading one every couple of months.
Yeah.
So the way I can space it out, but that's the only one that I'm like slow burn reading. Honestly, I really like binging. It's the ADHD in me. I gotta absorb it like right then and there.
Understandable.
I'm the same way with shows.
Oh no, binging shows now, I'm all for
Movies,
that.
I'm
Like
even worse with. Okay, like my husband will confirm. I will watch the same. Like if I really love the movie, you can tell how much I like the movie based on how many times I rewatched it. Ask Daniel
no
how many times
problem
I've
in
watched
that.
Happy Gilmore too. I don't think the movie has stopped playing in this house. I think today's
Honestly,
the first day I didn't have it playing.
it's
Like
so
in the
much better than
background.
the first one in my opinion. Like
It's so funny. It's such a good sequel, and I talked to Daniel about this too. Little
not
off
many
topic.
sequels are good.
They're not that good, but like if I had to pick any Adam Sandler movie like to get a sequel, it would either be Happy Gilmore or hear me out, Waterboy.
True.
Because both of those would have been really funny too. Because they could have taken the same path that they did with the second one and done like he went a professional career, but also with Waterboy too. Because at the very end he was like, "I'm going to college."
Yeah.
They could have done a whole different, funnier path too. Like that would have been absolutely hilarious. Because something about him just gives me the vibe that in like 30 years time, after going to college and everything, he'd just be a water salesman. He'd be one of those like water tank guys.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it'd be a whole vibe, like, and then he would somehow get wrapped up in like coaching kids football or something. Come on.
It's like also Grown Ups, which is his
mix
movie
up.
too. Like, I mean, 1 and 2, so good. And I know there was supposed to be a third one, but because of Cameron Boyce, they decided not to do that.
And I absolutely love the little nod that they did in Happy Gilmore
No,
too
it's so
to
cute.
Cameron Boyce.
It's
Like,
so sweet. I absolutely love that movie. Like, in all honesty, if I could have a sequel to one of his movies, it would definitely be Just Go With It. I've watched that movie so many times. I can quote it like front to back. Like, it's a feel good movie for me. I love it so much. Okay.
but next question, I will ask you: read at night or read in the day?
Both. I
Yeah.
I like reading at night because it kind of calms my nervous system down from the day, but I also really enjoy reading during the daytime too, especially when it's cool outside and I can sit in my hammock. Favorite time of day, honestly.
It really depends on like how good the book is too for me. Like I will
Yeah.
like if I really love it, I'll read into the night because I'm very much a night owl and I function more and do a lot more and I have a lot more energy like towards like the darker times of the night.
Yeah.
So during the days when I like to kind of do my reading, relaxing, all of that. Cannot talk today, guys. My brain is working a lot faster than my mouth is.
It's okay. Okay, outdoor reading or indoor reading? Kind of goes into what I just said.
We live in the South. There's bugs everywhere.
Especially in the summertime.
I don't have exactly good outdoor like seating at the moment. So right now I'm a very much indoor girly. However, I do enjoy like a good like reading outside moment, especially if it's in a hammock.
Oh my god, yeah, in the fall, chef kisses. I love
But that
getting
would
my
require yard like or trees in my yard. Yeah, it would require a yard. I have a yard. I just don't have trees in my yard.
I
See, my brain ain't working today.
I take my
I could always put one of those like stand ones up, but like
that's the
again,
one I have.
bugs.
Yeah, that's the one I have. I take my cover out in my pillow and I'll just sit out there for hours.
It's the summertime, so it's cicada and mosquito
Yeah, not
season,
not in the summertime. I don't do that in the summertime. There's too many
and for
bugs.
some reason they really love my house and they love my backyard.
Yeah,
Every night there's just like a handful of them just chilling on my back door, and I don't.
they're scary looking.
They really are. They're
I
even
don't.
more scary looking when they slam into my glass door and it just makes a like loud tink.
And
And
the
it's the
cats are
dead
probably
of
going
night.
crazy.
Oh my god, it's even worse when it's the dead of night. It's like 3 a.m. I'm like half asleep. I'm done like watching something like really like bone chilling, some usually some weird, really creepy, dark like documentary or something or a horror movie. And this will happen, and I'm just like, oh, God. I
All
don't know
right.
why they do it. I don't know why.
All right. Next question.
Read in bed or read on sofa?
That's such a weird thing. I do both.
Same. It's an equal. It
That's
really. I read
I read
wherever
wherever
the
I'm
vibes take
sitting.
me. Okay, like for the longest because we only have one vehicle. I used to just read in the car,
Yeah, I've read in the
and I would
car.
just make like a cozy little spot with blankets, pillows. Yeah, I kept squishmallows in the car specifically for this.
Yeah. I
Just make a
read
little cozy spot.
I just read where I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
Like
I just go where the vibes go.
if I want to pick up my like my phone to read on Kindle, I'll do it. I don't care where I am. I'll
If
sit
I'm
on a
cleaning or
bench.
doing work, and like especially if like I'm vacuuming and stuff, I'll just pop earbuds in and listen to an audiobook.
Yeah,
I've
that's
really in the past year I've really been enjoying audiobooks,
is
which
that
is weird.
like a thing where people only read on certain surfaces?
Some people like only, and it might be due to like they can't like
Get
they have
into the story or something maybe?
like they could have like difficulties reading. Like sometimes my eyes are really hurting, or if I have a really bad headache
Yeah.
going, I can't really focus too well on reading. I'll listen to an audiobook.
Yeah.
And same like if my ADHD is working just really too hard against my brain and I'm really in like hyper mode, I can't focus worth a crap on
Oh
a
yeah,
bunch of
no,
words.
I
It
get
ends
that.
up looking like a hot like it looks like a bowl of vegetable soup. Like alphabet soup. It's a hot mess. But like yeah, no. I'll read anywhere on
Same.
any type of platform. My Kindle is always in a bag with me at all given
I
times. Any
mean, my
bag if
phone
I'm
is always
carrying a
with me,
purse,
so
like if I'm carrying a purse, guarantee my Kindle and my phone are in there. And both my Kindle and my phone have my Kindle, all of my reading apps. I have an entire dedicated file on my like screen for just reading apps.
like yesterday at
There's like 8 of them.
the concert I went to, I was gonna read there. But I was like, it's gonna rain. It was raining, so I was like, I'm not taking my actual book. And I was like, I need my phone to last, so I'm not gonna read on my Kindle app. But every day or every other day for reading.
Every day. I have a streak going on. Like, I'm very proud of this. I've been keeping tabs of like my reading, like tracking my actual reading
Yeah.
every day. I've made it a goal to read at least 20, 30 minutes. I definitely exceed that most days, but that limit is there for like when I'm in the middle of a reading slump, I can kind of get something going.
I try to read every day, but sometimes
And
I'm
sometimes
just
it's not
too
just books.
busy. Like I'm just too busy to pick up a book and read it. And sometimes I'm just too tired. So
Sometimes I count that honestly, sometimes I count that 20 minutes of reading as I go I'll go pick out like an article or I'll go pick out like one of those like top 20 like list of stories or something and just
yeah.
read that and just some type of reading or I go on and read fan fiction. in all
True,
honesty, I
yeah.
just go find a weird one shot and I'm just like, okay, we'll read this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, I don't have a judgment a whole lot when it comes to people's reading. Like, I have no room to judge. I read a lot of weird things.
All right, next question.
With music or silence? Oh, it can't be silent.
It can't. I'm sorry. I
Silence.
sometimes I do prefer, depending on what the book is to me. Like if it is like a rom-com, I immediately need a playlist. That goes in, we've had this discussion before where we were talking about how we love books with playlists.
Yes.
Like it flows so much easier when you can imagine like everything in the moment in the book, the music, the place setting, the people. Like it goes, to me it flows better in my brain when I
Mm-hmm.
can envision all of that stuff happening. So I really really love listening to music, and sometimes I'll even make a playlist
Mm-hmm.
like for what book I'm reading at that particular moment and what I think. And sometimes even though books do come with playlists, I venture off of those and listen to my own music.
Oh my gosh, total fun idea. But I just came up with this while we were talking about it. Why don't we, and this could be like listeners, let us know, like if you think this would be a cool idea. We do an episode where we read the synopsis of a book and we each make our own playlist for it and we link it to our
Yes.
Spotify.
Oh my god, yes, that would be so cool. I love
Big
that.
brain braining.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we're definitely going to do that. Don't know when, but that
Don't know
sounds
when, but like
like an amazing
stay tuned because
idea.
like that sounds like I just thought of that
So
on the
if you
fly.
like
I was like,
music and reading, that's going to be one
and
episode
like
that you're going to love.
because that's what I like to do too. Is
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll read like the synopsis of a book and I'll try and come up with like a playlist, like a small little playlist, just like
Yeah.
10 songs to start off with to get me flowing. And then once I'm like reading the first like 2 or 3 chapters, I go and add some more that I think will fit the vibe and
Yeah.
just kind of create a
Like I
playlist like that.
actually
But like I
pl-
think that would be a fun idea.
I have a playlist name, and it's mostly for like the rom-coms that I read called Enemies to Lovers. Like, that's literally, and it goes along so well with our theme today too. So, I actually do have a playlist called that. But
I have one universal playlist that I just call Chaos on my personal account. That has got everything I listen to. And when I mean everything, I mean everything.
all right, comfy socks or comfy blanket?
Both. Although, really depends on the time of the year. If it's winter, 100% I'm wearing socks. Like super cozy socks. But most of the time, I've got to have a blanket. I have to have a blanket.
I um I have a
Surprisingly or not, I don't have a blanket today. But usually when I'm recording, we have a blanket with
yeah,
us.
I need to get one for this
I
like
was thinking of.
occasion.
I'm honestly, that's what I want to get us for Christmas for the podcast. Just our
Oh my
Christmas
god,
gift for the podcast
yes.
is just
We should
cozy
get like
blankets and pillow.
handmade blankets or something with our name on it, like the book to the
Oh my
couch.
gosh, you know it would be really fun doing a video where we make our own blanket. We go buy pieces of
Oh my god,
fleece.
yeah,
Yeah, we
and
do the
tie
like the
it the
tie
little night
ones.
ones,
Yeah,
not ones, night. Okay.
night not. As you can see, we can't talk today.
Yeah, I
Honestly, when can we
actually
ever?
I have a sock collection.
Same.
That sounds so weird coming out of my mouth, but
I have an entire
I
drawer on my dresser dedicated
I
to
have
just my all of my
I
socks.
have 2. And
I
I
used
get
to have
them.
two, but I had to get rid of a lot of things when I moved down here.
Last count of socks that I had about almost 200 pairs of socks, different pairs of socks. And they're Christmas, Halloween, I have Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. I have summertime ones, I have friends, I have Stranger Things. I get them
Oh,
for
I love them if they're
every
themed. Oh
I
my
get them
god,
for
if they're
every
themed,
occasion. Christmas, birthday, just because you saw them and thought of me. Like I get socks all the time and I love
that's a
them.
really good idea. I'm glad to know that you love socks just as much as I do because now I know exactly what I'm gonna like fill a stocking for you with because
Yes.
everybody.
I love socks
Our main
so
friend group
much.
this year is getting, instead of like normal Christmas gifts, they're getting stockings full of just like small little things that we think of for you guys.
Oh my god, that's cute. I love that. I actually might steal that, and me and Maddie will do that for you guys too.
That way
That's
we're not spending like we're spending about the same amount that we would like on a big old gift, but like
yeah.
we're doing small little things that we know that you guys
Honestly,
really
that's a lot
enjoy.
better. I love that actually way more. So my answer is comfy socks, even though I love a good comfy blanket. Um
I gotta have a blanket.
all right, next question.
With tea or coffee?
I like tea because I
It
like
really depends on the vibe.
chai.
Like I said, it all depends on like when I read that synopsis, like
Yeah.
what kind of vibe am I going for? Am I going and then also just throwing it in there. It's not in there. Hot cocoa.
Yes. Around
I'm
Christmas
a
time,
main like
winter,
especially in the Christmas time.
winter, I love
Honestly,
hot
December
chocolate.
all I do is drink hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Like if I'm reading a book, like especially if it's a Christmas read, nah, I'm getting all cozy up in a
My
blanket,
comfy socks, comfy
my
blanket.
snocks. Can't talk today. Good God,
Oh my god. Oh, that's so
that's my new
funny.
catchphrase. Snocks.
Snocks. It's like Croc socks. Oh no.
You heard it here first. I came up with that idea first. So if Croc still,
Snocks.
I'm gonna be upset. Snocks.
Oh my god. Okay,
Back to the actual question at hand.
my answer is gonna be probably coffee because you can have it iced, you can have it warm. In the summertime, I hate warm coffee. Wintertime, love it.
Oh, I drink any type of coffee any time of year. Hot coffee in the middle of the summer, cold coffee in the middle of the winter. I'm a weird, weird child. But
I get it. All right, next question.
bookmarks or dog eared?
Bookmarks. If you dog ear my book, I'm gonna dog the shit out of you.
That's my one rule. When I give anyone my books, I'm like, take care of this. If it happens to get damaged, it's all good. But like, if you mark it or dog ear it, it's
I'm
game
fighting
on.
you. 100% fighting you.
You're never getting another book from me, and I definitely will be asking for you to Venmo the money for this.
The next one makes no sense to me because how the actual okay, I wear glasses, I have horrible eyesight. Lamp on or candles?
I can't read on candlelight, guys.
I can't read
Unfortunately, I'm 27, going on 28. I'm starting to hit nearly 30. My eyesight is not the greatest.
my eyesight has been bad since I was born. I've been wearing
I should be
glasses
wearing
since
glasses, but
I've
like,
been wearing
who
glasses
can
since I
afford
was
that in this
3.
economy?
So yeah, definitely going with lamp on for that one. I mean, great for you if you can read with candlelight.
That
Damn.
really okay. So that will depend.
If the power
If
is out,
I if I'm reading on my Kindle, I can read in the pitch dark.
oh yeah, no, for sure. But if I'm reading an actual
If
book,
I'm reading an actual book, I
I need
have
the
to have
lamp
the lamp
on.
on, and like, yes, I can have it dim to a certain point, but like at a certain point, my brain just like starts really just jumbling that crap up.
I have stigmatisms in both eyes, so I can't see for shit without my glasses on and without a light.
PJs or dressed up?
Comfy clothes. That doesn't really make sense. Like to read? I
I have questions. Who is
okay,
reading dressed up?
I found this on Pinterest. I should have looked at all of this before. Yeah, I'm gonna do full.
I'm curious. Are there people out there that get all dressed up just to read? Because that could
Let me
not be me. Like
let me
I get home
do
from work, I'm like, nah. I'm instantly dressing down in the like raggediest, like my.
sweatpants t-shirt
I'm putting on the sweatpants that nobody sees. Like
holes
only my close friends have seen. They're like my black pair. They're holy. They're
holes in the
disgusting.
crotch, holes in the butt. Like, yeah, I'm
Like
wearing those
I'm
to
putting on the
read.
nastiest like oldest looking fucking sweatshirt
I
ever.
just
Like
want,
it's
yeah,
not even like you've washed it a handful of times. It just looks gross as hell, and you're just like, what has happened to that thing?
I'm gonna
It's seen
do
some things. It's been with you
full
all
glam.
through fucking high school. Like it's that one sweatshirt you've had all through high school, and it's like, how are you hanging on?
Yeah, I still have one actually that has the school logo on it that I wear perfectly intact. I wear it all the time though in the wintertime. But I mean if you dress up to read, go girl.
I mean, To
Go
each their own.
off.
Like I said, we don't judge in this house. I have questions. Like,
A lot of them actually. Next question. One book or two plus books?
I told you this earlier when
Like
you
at a
first came, like within the first 10 minutes of you being in my house. I told you I was reading 8 books, different books right now. Yeah, you're hearing that. You're hearing that right. I am listening to 8
8.
different books, right, or reading collectively, not just listening, but I am listening to a good portion of them. And that's
8.
because, yeah, 8.
7, 8, y'all. I can't even I can read one or two at a time. That's it. That's all my
Don't ask
brain.
how I'm doing it, but they're 4 of them are in romance, 4 of them are in horror, and one of them I'm finishing right now. A couple of them I started because I needed something to do while I was at work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with one book for this one. All right, next question.
Sunrise or sunset?
Oh, I
We're
love a
both
good sunrise, but I'm a sunset girly through and through.
same.
I have a collection on my phone of like 200 different sunsets. And anytime someone sees one and they'll send it to me, I automatically save it. I'm like, yep, I need this in my collection.
I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I've seen enough sunrises because one of the lovely benefits of living in Alaska is there's this lovely time of year where you really don't have a whole lot of sunlight. So you could often
Yeah.
see the sun rising at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah. I completely wouldn't. Yeah.
When your sun is rising at 8 in the morning and then setting at like 2 p.m., you're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with the sunrises. I need you to stay up.
There's nothing like a North Carolina winter sunset, though.
Oh, yeah.
They are beautiful. Oranges, pinks, blues, purples, you name
They're
it.
so vibrant.
They are. All right.
Spring ones, too.
One genre or lots of genres?
Like I said, I read across the board. Anything.
Lots of genres.
If it captures my interest, I will read it. I do, however, tend to stick to only like 2 different genres, which is romance and horror. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like
But
thriller and romance. I'm broadening my horizons this year, especially. So I'm very excited to get into more genres. But I am going to say lots of genres because I don't necessarily just read romance. Because
yeah.
I've read Hunger Games, I've read all of
You've
the dystopian ones. So
you've read. Oh my god. You've led. Good gracious, today I cannot talk. You have read a lot of different books across different genres, but also you read a lot of different microtropes. We're starting to
I
broaden
do.
your horizons on the romance microtropes. So you're not just sticking to one classic feel good
Yes.
romance. We're branching out to paranormal, eventually monsters.
Yes.
Working on
I'm
that.
so excited for that.
She's in the middle of a dark romance kick.
Yep.
Beach read or winter read?
Oh, I love Christmas books. I do. And I love fall books. I don't know. Because I love reading beachy in the winter. And then I love reading wintry ones in the summertime because it's so fucking hot that I want to envision myself somewhere cold. So
That's what's been really throwing me off with actually like doing a Somerset read where we actually stick to like summertime books. Because yeah, no, I normally read like winter books. This is when this time of year is when I'm reading those snowed in ones, right?
yeah.
Like I don't read those in the winter. Like occasionally, yeah, I will, and like definitely around Christmas time, I read Christmas
My
ones.
brain
But
is like winter is Christmas time and then after Christmas time it's just I'm ready for spring. Like
yeah, I'm ready for the sun.
yeah.
It's like all right,
Come back out. It's fine.
especially after living in Alaska for like 8+ years almost. Like I got real tired of seeing snow, guys. Like I
Yeah.
really needed some sunshine.
I don't blame you. I would get so tired of it. And last winter, I felt like went on for fucking ever. And I was so over it. And like now I'm so over summertime that my seasonal depression is kicking in now because I'm like, I want it to be cooler.
It's
So
been hot.
this has been the warmest summer that we have had here in a very, very long time. But with that being said, that concludes our little bit of get to know us for the month of August.
A little bit long, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So now we move on to the juicy stuff.
The actual beans and butter of our podcast, the questions,
The
the
great
discussion.
questions. All right. So, with bullying versus enemies to lovers, what to you makes the bullying trope a red flag, but not enemies to lovers?
It's definitely the physical violence. It's the total abuse aspect of it. Let me
Yeah.
rephrase that. It's not just the physical, it's also the verbal abuse that is also tends to be found in like the bullying trope.
Yeah.
And we had a little bit of a discussion about this and hence the birth of this episode. Um where so like and I figured we would discuss this a little bit more, but like banter versus like verbal abuse,
Yeah.
there's a lot of difference.
Oh, yeah.
Enemies to lovers has a lot of banter.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's a little bit, sometimes there can be a little bit malicious intent behind it, but at the end of the day,
Mentally
they're
abusing.
not trying to actually mentally agonize this person.
Yeah.
Whereas in the bullying trope, that is what's happening. They're wanting to cause as much hurt and discomfort and upset to this person as they can,
Yeah.
whether that's physically, emotionally, verbally, like whatever it may be. And that's where my problem with it lies a lot. I will say, like I said, I don't judge anyone for the tropes that they read. And so if
Yeah.
they like the bullying trope, if it heals some part of them, kudos. It is not for me. I do not like it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do think it is a very good discussion point when talking about enemies to lovers, which
This applies to real life too, because when I was growing up, people would always tell me if guys are mean to you, it's because they like you.
yeah, like
That's
he's
not,
pulling your pigtails because he has a crush on you. And it's like,
no.
no,
Like growing up, being an adult now and looking back at that, no, it's because he actually had a problem with me. And it was because
and
none of
like
the guys that were
yes,
mean
like
to
he
me,
might have had a crush on me, but like he wasn't showing that healthily.
no.
Being physical with someone in that way
Even being a child is not okay,
is
because
not
if
okay.
my child came home and told me that they were getting bullied by this person who like liked them, I would immediately want to have a discussion with their parents, because what are you teaching your child that makes it okay to mess with another kid so much that it's bothering them?
Yeah,
And physically even, because like I used to have guys pulling on my pigtails because I used to wear them a lot, and they would chase me around the playground or push me around, push me down, and I'm like, that's not. Or they would call me names, they would call
yeah.
me really hurtful, ugly names, like, oh, you look like a boy, you look like a boy, you do this, you do that, and that's not.
I used to get made fun of a lot because I'm really like, especially when I was younger, I was into more masculine, I guess, like things. I played
Yeah.
football, I liked Pokemon, and during that time, it wasn't a, I guess, especially growing up in the South too. That was my
Yeah.
other issue. I grew up in a small town in the South, so like, I there was no place for me to really be different,
Yeah.
and so like being the oddball out, I didn't fit like the complete gender norm.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I like to play with Barbies, but also I like to play CSI with my Barbies.
Yeah.
I used to watch Numbers and like CSI and like NCIS growing up because that's what my
Yes.
parents used to watch. So like, yeah, I was reenacting crime shows with my Barbies. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I also had my brother's GI Joes. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's, like, especially when I brought the GI Joes in. That's when I played the NCIS.
Yeah.
NCIS Barbie. I would drag him in.
But I just think that stigmatism needs to be dropped nowadays, especially because children are actually so fucking mean to each other. It's
They
not
really
even
are
like how we were when we were younger. It's like full on like drawing blood type of like hurting. Like I've seen,
vicious and
yeah,
violent.
like it's literally not like fun for like it was never fun, but like even now, nowadays especially, it's definitely that stigmatism needs to be
It's also a
dropped.
lot more psychological.
Yeah, because if you are growing up constantly hearing that, you're going to think that men being mean to you or just anyone ever being mean to you is because they like you.
And that's
And
normal.
if that's
It's not.
like hammered into your head so much when you're younger, you are going to think that when you grow up. And like that's not real world, okay?
That is not okay.
And no, not at all.
But also,
So,
I feel like so like one of my other main issues with the bullying trope, especially in comparison to like the enemies to lovers, is the proximity. Whereas like enemies to lovers, it's often very it's forced by an outside party.
yeah.
Some outside force or outside manners basically kind of forcing their proximity in some shape or form. It's not whereas with I feel like in the bullying trope, their proximity is not as accidental, more deliberate.
Yeah. So that brings me to my point. The book I just read, Loving a Vampire's Total Chaos. Okay. He killed her neighbor on accident. He was just going to, like, tell him to move because he's a vampire. He was going to, like, force him to move out so he could move in, but he killed him. And then he moved in beside of her. That's not really bullying because he wasn't ever, like, mean to her, like, at all. He never touched her, never done anything. But, like, that kind of comes in because it's like he's forcing the proximity. It's not happening by the outside
I
force.
mean, yes, that does sometimes happen in enemies to lovers, but it's not usually, I guess, like you said, to that manner where
Yeah.
they kind of go so deliberately out
He
of their
had
own.
deliberately went there to move him out so he could move
It's
in.
usually like like last ditch, like this is
Yeah.
the very last thing I want to do type of forced proximity.
Yeah, that was not
That's healthy.
that.
That's what we like in an enemies to
Yes,
lover. We
that
don't
is
like that
enemies to
whole like
lovers.
the whole idea of a faked forced proximity, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like with summer till do us part. Till summer do us part. Sorry, it's been like 2 months since I read that book. Um
That's a good
that's
forced
an
proximity.
accidental forced proximity because they got
Yeah,
themselves
yeah, they
into
kind of
that,
walked themselves into that
but they
one
didn't realize to
because
the
they did not.
extent.
God, honestly, if I was them and like I'm in the middle of reading this now and like I love it so far, I'm finding it
It's
hilarious,
so
and I
funny.
honestly think it would have been 10 times funnier. It's funnier with them not planning them going in, but
Yeah.
somehow I think it would have been absolutely more funny if they had made a plan, met up, and they still somehow went off the rails. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Especially because that would have caused so much tension between them
Yeah.
two.
I mean, there is a
Sexual
lot of
tension.
tension
There's
there
already enough
anyways.
tension there, but like, God bless America.
Okay, Megan Quinn really knows how to write enemies to lovers.
She
How the
knows
neighbors stole Christmas.
she knows how to
That's
write a good like forced proximity.
that's a good, like, enemies to lovers type.
I like I said, there's not a whole lot of her books that I have like haven't been like 100% on board with. I
Yeah.
really like her
I love her writing.
like I said, her forced proximity, like or marriage to convenience, her chemistry, the way she writes chemistry is
Yes.
really good.
Yes, it is so good. You can
It's
feel all of the tension in every single book that she has
chef's
ever
kiss.
written. But I the banter versus verbal abuse is a big one because verbal abuse is not something to take lightly, and I don't think that it's something that should be written unless not for, like, the
For
enemies to lovers trope. Like, if you are writing, like, verbal abuses in, like, because it happened to the character and it's for character development, I think that is okay. But if you're writing it in an enemies to lovers and it's verbal abuse instead of banter, that's not okay.
I guess what really kind of quantifies it being like banter and like verbal abuse too is like so like with banter is it's both parties coming at each other with the
And it's
same
never
amount of
meant to
with
actually
the same amount
hurt.
like the same amount of like energy. They're not
Yeah.
coming at like not one party's not coming at them a lot more aggressively than the other, and the other
Yeah.
one's coming at them defensively. It's very much like it is kind of like a little bit more like kind of that same cat pull like power dynamic of defense and
Yeah.
like attack, but not but softer.
Yeah.
Where it's like okay, like they're taking jabs, but they're taking like I guess soft jabs.
Yeah, it's meant to be
They're not being
fun.
like they're not being like oh you like you're so fat, you're so stupid. Like
Yeah.
why are you even here? Like no one loves you. Wah, wah, wah. Like shit like
Yeah.
that. Like
It's
that's verbal
verbal
abuse.
abuse. Yeah.
That's not banter.
Banter
Banter
is
is
fun. It's lighthearted, but it still
banter
gets it to
is
the
oh, I
point.
see you didn't put up your Christmas lights correctly. Like I guess you're just so short. Like
Yeah, like
dang, I
or
guess
you're
I'll
just
help you with this.
not wanting to win the competition. Like
I guess you're just not like putting enough energy. I guess you just don't care that much about this competition as I do.
yeah, see that's banter.
That's banter.
Being like your fucking house looks like shit, you stupid bitch.
Like
That's verbal
it's like
abuse.
your house looks like shit, just like you do.
Yeah, yeah, that's borderline verbal abuse.
Um,
Especially, I mean,
that's
that
where
she was
banter.
putting it lightly, to be honest.
Yeah,
But so physical violence. I haven't actually read any books
I haven't really read enemies to lovers that they have
that
taken
physical.
like they have
Well, I take that back.
that they've got physical with one another in the same
No.
degree that I often see like in the bullying trope where they sometimes do come at their target or
Yeah.
their victim
I'm trying to
as
remember. I've read books where the
physically.
parents went through like physical
Yeah,
abuse,
like
but
I've
I've
read where they've gone like the individual has gone through like
yeah.
physical abuse of sorts, but never physical abuse between the actual couple.
Yeah,
Whereas
I've
I often have seen that in a couple of like bullying tropes in some capacity, whether it's
yeah.
like forcibly grabbing, like
Credence is a good example of that.
holding against their will, whatever it may be. Like we like a good enemies to lovers, but sometimes like if there is that like penning of the arms, it's usually got a lot of
Tension,
like well not just that, there's usually kind of a good like I'm not gonna say there's a good reason. It's usually like I'll use like for example just like a
sexual, like
yeah
like it's
they're
good.
they're
It's
bantering back and forth and they're definitely giving each other fuck me eyes
yeah, that's totally different than like physical abuse, but
like pinning someone because you're trying to scare them and intimidate them. Although there are some enemies to lovers, especially in darker romance, that kind of like definitely skirt that line of like
yeah, it's
merely.
questionable.
But again, that's why they're called dark romances.
Yeah, and
They're dark.
if you can't
They're
handle
dancing
it,
those lines for like they're definitely like tiptoeing.
but see, that's my issue though. If it's not labeled as a dark romance and they have that in there, that's when it's like
Okay,
this is
you gotta give someone a
violence.
warning. Like
Like
this is violence. This is
I've
not
read
healthy.
some books where it had that and it didn't have any kind of sort of like trigger warning or anything. And I'm like, this whole book is based on this and you didn't think
Stop and think. Like,
like but okay, so
how does the tone shift from conflict to romance in each trope? Is it natural or is it abrupt? I thought this would be a really good question because I feel like in bullying romances, I haven't read a whole lot, and most of the ones I have read, I've DNF'd. I'm talking about the main, like the really popular ones, corrupt, bully. God, those are the two that I could definitely think of off the top of my head. But those are the main ones that I've attempted to read. I've gotten about halfway through and I've just stopped because the chemistry doesn't really feel natural. It just feels like one party is just kind of giving into the romance to stop the bad behavior.
yeah,
Like it does not feel like there's actual like true like
chemistry.
chemistry. It just
Yeah.
feels like
They're scared and just want to be left
yeah,
alone, so they give in.
they figure the best way is just to like get all lovey-dovey with them.
So a good example for me of this is Better Than the Movies because they are enemies to lovers. That is like that's my favorite enemies to lovers book I've ever read because they are school arch nemesis. Like
You
they're
can read in the
rivals.
beginning of like especially the really good enemies to lovers. You can sense and you can read the tension
Yeah.
between like the chemistry between the characters.
Yeah.
Even like underlining all of the tension and anger that they might have as to reasons why they might be enemies.
There's always some sort
There's
of
you get that inkling of like okay,
they actually
like
like each other.
like
Like
it's definitely one of those like oh if they weren't enemies they would definitely 100% be like lovers.
yeah. And see, this for
Like,
better than the movies, they fight over a parking spot outside of their house because they're neighbors.
oh,
And so he's parking there and she's like really angry that he's parking there because it's more on her like side. And so she gets mad at him, and that's like he's the hot shot of school too. And so, she's like really frustrated with him, and then they get into like this bet thing, and that's when it kind of like turns the conflict of them being enemies kind of turns into the lovers because they realize that they have feelings for each other. So that's
yeah.
that's like that's my favorite kind of enemies to lovers
That's a really
read.
good example of an enemies to lovers. It's like,
Yeah, like arch nemesis, where like rivals, I should say,
I
is a
want to say
really good
too, like,
enemies to lovers.
a really good thing to think about, and I'm surprised we didn't talk about this beforehand, like a red flag, is like the reason why they're enemies in the beginning versus
Yeah,
like
true.
why a bully is coming after that one individual person.
Yeah,
Like,
that's yeah. Like in the
there's usually a bunch of stark differences too. Like, usually in enemies like lovers, unless you get into the darker territories, again, it's dark for a reason.
yep.
Usually in like softer enemies to lovers, it's like always like it's something, it's usually in miscommunication
Yeah.
or misunderstanding.
Like something happened where you just didn't like caught up is a
you
good example
you
of
didn't get
that.
all the context, like you didn't have all the context to the story, and you're
She
mad
thinks
incorrectly at the wrong person.
yeah, because like it was Junior's dad's fault for all
Mm-hmm.
of that happening. And she thought it was just him not wanting her.
Yeah.
So that's a really good like miscommunication trope, I think.
Yes, but Junior also could have communicated that because he was well
Yeah, he's
aware. Whereas I feel like in enemies to lovers, it's they both they're mad
it could have
at
been
a
prevented
completely,
like
like, they're mad at something that happened that
out of
have
their control.
they don't have the full context for. Like,
Yeah.
they have their one-sided view, but they don't have the context and view of the
That
other
is true.
person.
He could have like reached out and said something to her, yeah. Now that I think about it.
He literally could have done 1,000 other things, but like, I still love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not dogging on it, but I'm saying there's definitely
Yeah,
different
that's
things
a huge miscommunication trope.
he could have done so many different things different.
But can a former bully truly be redeemed as a romantic partner, and what does that redemption require? I don't think so. If it
I
okay,
really tried to dig into my, like, and I especially within the last 5 years, because the last 5 years is really when I've been reading romance. I couldn't really find one that I really like, a bullying one that I actually did finish, because there's only like a very small handful.
yeah.
However, there was a monster one that I recently read that was a little bit like, it wasn't like a top read. It was a 3-star read,
Yeah.
and I would have rated it higher had it been longer. I needed it to be a little bit more like fluffed out.
Oh, that's the novella you read,
It was
right?
like 230 pages. If it had like another 60 to 100 pages, it would have been chef's kiss, because it could have filled it and fluffed it out a little bit more. It just felt a little rushed. That's
Yeah.
my only real complaint about it. That's why it's a little bit low. He was her former high school childhood bully.
Yeah.
They had to, they didn't have to, but they did a marriage of convenience for a couple of different reasons. She needed some work done on her place or her business, and he needed to secure a business deal for his brewery
Yeah.
with the human world. She's a human, he's a monster. And it was that classic case of he's pulling your pigtails because he likes you.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it redeemed it for me was a couple of different factors. I took into the account that, especially with it being a monster romance, gotta keep in mind that, like, there is, especially kind of written into those worlds, there's also like, there's usually racism
Yeah.
within them,
Yep.
especially between like monsters and humans getting together.
Yeah.
So there, that's what the underlining tone was, is that he had a huge crush on her, but he didn't know how to say, like, he didn't know how to healthily express that because his parents were big time human haters.
Gotcha.
And like he grew up with the mentality that he shouldn't like humans, but here he is like crushing on one and he didn't know how to handle that.
Oh,
And like that was
yeah.
really cute. And I honestly would have rated it like 4.5 to four
So, like,
stars if it had been
he
yeah.
bullied her because of that?
And I don't remember if it was like super physical, but it was definitely like it definitely affected her.
Yeah.
But like she didn't hate monsters because of it. She still lived in this town. She had monster best friends. Like she ended up forgiving him and he ended up apologizing. He ended up
Yeah.
addressing like, "Hey, I was a little bit of a shithead. Here's my reasoning why." It does not justify being right, but like I do apologize and I address that I did cause you some hurt
Yeah.
when we were children. Like, I'm sorry. It takes, I think it takes a lot of growth. And
I
it also takes a couple, I feel like it really kind of breaks down to what were the absolute circumstances. Like, was it like, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, like how they grew up, what they grew up thinking,
Hmm.
you know, because it's not necessarily the at the
And
time, it's not the kid's
if it was
fault.
physical in any like capacity, I'm sorry, no. But if it was like, hey, I was raised to believe that like you were like inferior or that I was
Yeah.
better than you. And so like now that I'm older, I recognize like, hey, I was kind of, and there's got to be a lot of self growth. I mean, a ton,
Yeah.
if not like therapy. There are copious amounts of
I
therapy.
think that
I mean, like they
in
got to do like a whole complete like character change. Like they recognize and realize that like they were terrible. They're better people now. You know, they
yeah.
volunteer. That they go and hug kids in hospitals and shit. Like no,
I
sorry,
think that
they go read to kids in hospital. Yeah, I don't know what the my brain when like they went and hugged puppies and then immediately was like, nah, children. The fuck is wrong with me? My brain is not working today.
I think that the
ADHD.
in the book world that a bully can be redeemed.
Yes, in the book world, 100%. In the
In
real
as long as
world,
it wasn't physical, because even
yeah,
if it's physical in the book, I don't think that they should be redeemed.
no,
In real life though, depending on what the person made you feel, it's not redeemable.
yeah.
Because I still have high school, like middle school bullies that said shit to me that I still live with to this day, being 26 years old. So that, and I was never friends with any of them, even though they tried to be friends with me in high school. So that to me is unredeemable. Like if you say some stuff that makes a person think badly of themselves and gives them some sort of like complex, absolutely not.
And I think that was also part of the reason why I was like, I was on board, like I was okay with it too. Is that at that point she had already forgiven him.
Yeah.
She had already kind of like realized, not necessarily that he might have had a crush on her, but that his bullying was because of prejudice, I like ideas that he was
Yeah.
taught growing up that might not be how he necessarily really feels as a
That's why
person.
I think it works in the book world so much because of the fact that like, you know,
They can have this healthy
yeah, they
like
can
self
be
growth.
healthy and self growth, but in real life, that's not necessary. Once a mean girl, always a mean girl, and like hurt people, like just flat out, and that applies even to the internet today. Like I've seen people like kill
It
themselves because of it
it takes so much energy and
to be mean,
it really does. I don't I try and treat everybody just how I want to be treated and
or I treat people how they treat me. Like if you treat me bad, I'm
I
not gonna
dislike
treat.
everybody equally.
Yeah. Like if you treat me bad, I'm
That's
not gonna be
I'll end it on
nice
a
to
coffee
you.
mug. I dislike everybody equally. Like
Yeah, everybody
I
sucks.
like and dislike everybody just equally. Like
Yeah,
I'm neutral, everybody.
yeah. Unless you really fuck me over.
Yeah, then
Then it's just game over. I'm not talking to you ever again. But
kind of
yeah,
just
I
you
think
don't
that that
exist.
really only applies to like the book world of them being redeemable because I don't know, everybody's experienced some sort of bullying in their life, I feel,
Mhm. In
and
some capacity,
in some capacity, yeah.
at some point in their life. whether it's
I
when they
mean,
were
it could be your own
children, whether they're
parents bullying
like
you.
whether they were children,
Yeah.
whether they were adults.
Yep.
Like, yes,
Some
adults can experience bullying too.
Oh yeah, especially
Believe it,
online, the keyboard warriors online. They
not
always
just the
got some damn
keyboard warriors.
opinions.
It's also like if you work a
Oh
job,
yeah,
like
retail
if you work
especially.
any type of like customer service job where you're working with other people, you're definitely getting like harassed in some capacity
Yeah.
by some jerkwad that at that point they're just trying to make people around them as miserable as they are.
Yeah.
That's how I get through my day. Is I just have to constantly remind myself that people that are like that
Miserable people.
are just want that they just want deep down
It's
people
normally
to
old people.
they just
Not
want
to,
everyone
not to be that way, but like older people, they really think that they have some sort of like handle over younger people, especially working in
Mhm.
retail.
But I feel like they want people to be as miserable and as unhappy with their day-to-day lives as they are.
Yeah.
And that's why they act the way they do. Same with keyboard warriors.
Yup.
They're self-conscious or unhappy with
Like
some
it's
part of them or some part
not
of their life. Like they're unhappy with it, so they have to take their unhappiness out on someone else.
like it's not my fault that you don't have the confidence to post online. Like
Like
I've experienced so much online bullying because of the videos that I've had that have like blown up a little bit. Ridiculous how many people are mean online. And like
and
I
people
have
are entitled to their opinions, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna truthfully listen to them. Yes, their
exactly.
words are gonna hurt, but like at the end of the day, what gets me through like reading awful shit that people might post or
Yeah.
comment is I have to remember that they're unhappy.
They're also just giving me attention.
They're
They're
unhappy and they're trying to make me unhappy, and you know
yeah,
what would make them so much more fucking unhappier
as if I wasn't
right
affected.
if I wasn't affected.
Yep. That's
Like
exactly how I look at it. Like, I
that's how I have
mean,
to live my life most of the time.
like I said, hurt people. So it's not my fault. Whatever you went through in your past, don't take it out on me. So I don't know. And also, while we're on this topic, a shitty childhood does not give you the right to be a shitty person.
That goes for books too.
Yup, 100%. That's kind of like where this comes into play at, is because the writers often mock it up to be their childhood being shit, which is why they're a shitty person.
Like, oh, they had bad parents or like their parents died or something. It's like it's always got to be something traumatic, and it's like no, you cannot use your what like the bad shit that's happened to you
As an
as
excuse.
an excuse to be a shitty person
Yeah,
now.
that's that's not like we've all been through stuff. Especially in books, every character has been through something. It's not one above the other.
Yeah,
And that's most of the time what the bullying trope includes, is like the bully thinking that like
the
it's
other
an
person.
excuse to be mean.
And oftentimes, and what I often see in the bullying trope too is they often see something that happened to them in their past was a direct cause of something the other person did, and that's why they're targeting them.
Yeah.
When in most books and in most reality, that person had absolutely nothing to do with what happened
Yep.
to the other person. Like,
Yeah. But
but
well, that concludes
our deep dive discussion of him enemies to lovers. We didn't really mention a whole lot of books that we wanted to talk about. I definitely mentioned the ones that I dislike. But I'm gonna be honest, I tried to actually go through when I first thought of this podcast idea. I tried making a list of like my top enemies to lovers. I have read so much enemies to lovers that was not possible.
I mentioned my two.
Even if I did narrow it down to like just the last year, I
Yeah.
still have read a ton of enemies to lovers. Although, like I said, I did mention the monster one that I read like a couple months ago. It was good. I wish it was longer. That's my only really big gripe about it, is that it felt rushed because it was kind of shorter. If it had
Yeah.
been like just 60, like 50 to 100 more pages longer,
Yeah.
it would have been
My favorite trope is enemies to lovers, so I've read quite a few, but better than the movies, like I mentioned, is probably my top one because it was written so well. And there was no borderline like physical violence, no like verbal abuse, nothing like that. It was just straight forward enemies to lovers with good banter, and they ended up being like one of the greatest couples ever. So like that's my top one. And then my top dislike I think is probably Credence,
Hmm.
just because I haven't read that much of like the physical like aspect of enemies to lovers yet, which I'm sure I'll come into contact with it more once I get into like more dark romance and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So, but I'm trying to stay away from from those because I don't like reading about, physical violence and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
it is really kind of difficult to read if you're not if you don't want to read it. It's hard to convince yourself to go in and read
yeah.
it, especially if you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you write about any type of violence in your books and you don't have a trigger warning,
Fuck you.
I'm immediately DNFing that shit.
Yeah, and giving it 0 stars, and then Imma write a nasty review because why would you ever
I
do
mean,
that?
I wouldn't even go that far.
Well,
I wouldn't
yeah,
even give it the
I
time of
wouldn't
day.
I wouldn't
I
even,
would
like, write
honestly
a
go.
review if we're being honest. I read one like that, and I was like, "No."
I would DNF it and forget it even existed.
Yeah,
Wouldn't even, and I probably would not pick up another book. Like it would take a lot for me to
there are
probably
so
pick
many
up another book
people
from that author.
there are so many people in this world that deal with physical and emotional abuse that you read to escape that stuff if it's happened to you. You don't wanna read about it also. So not putting a trigger warning is real shitty.
And I mean,
We're definitely
I
going to put
mean
a
more
trigger
than just
warning
put.
on this episode.
I mean more than just putting like, oh, trigger warning. I mean listing what could be triggers to people.
Yeah. Because there's a lot.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
But yeah, we'll definitely put. But
um,
I think that pretty much sums up our episode. We have some really fun episodes planned in the future. Obviously, you heard our brains working for
yeah,
an episode.
mid episode we were coming up with ideas. No, I did want to mention really quick before we sign off for the episode. At the end of August, we will be skipping at least one episode just to kind of give ourselves a little bit of a chance to get caught up because Lexi is about to start a job.
Yes.
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So
And it's going to be a little bit stressful to get everything like set in stone and try to figure out our schedules to do
we're gonna try
this.
and use that week to also like pre-record a bunch of extra stuff so that
Yeah.
way in
We
case
will
our
be
schedules
uploading
don't
like
align.
we will be uploading some YouTube videos, like actual videos. I'm making a video of when we went to the con. That'll be up. We have some treat like some Japanese like foods and stuff that
Hmm.
we will get uploaded and done soon.
We're also doing a special, I guess, like after hours episode
Yeah.
of getting the whole group that we went with
And
minus
talking
one and
about
talking
the
about our entire con experience.
yeah.
Just
I don't know, we might
getting,
even include him. He might want to
yeah, he might.
actually do that. So I'll ask him and see if he
Mhm.
wants to be
All five
included.
of us, all of us recording,
Yep. I
talking
think
about our
that that'll
con
be a really
experience.
fun episode of like
Because
bouncing
we
off
can
of
give you
each
the
other.
good, the bad, what we loved, what we didn't like,
Yeah,
what we
which
wouldn't do again.
there was a lot if we're being honest.
Yeah, no, I have more complaints than I really. Like I said, I enjoyed the vacation.
Oh yeah, no, it
The
was
con
fun.
itself. Mm,
Lots of things to discuss on that one. So we will be doing an episode about that. There's just a bunch of stuff happening, but I'm looking forward to our cowboy month. We mention that every single episode, but it's gonna be so fun, and we're really like thinking this whole month out.
I have a gift
And
for you for that month, and
yeah,
I'm not giving it to her until that month. The first episode that we recorded that month, that's when I'm gonna give it to her. So stay tuned.
but yeah. So the support is appreciated. Um, we've gotten a lot of listeners. not as much feedback as we'd like. So if you
But hey, I
want,
feel that. I'm not much of a talkative person. I'm like, yeah, I know, usually.
I just
So
listen. It's
I just listen. I'm
okay.
like, oh, it's all right. I don't really.
Totally understandable. But if there is something that we are not doing that you would like us to do, something that we're not speaking on, or something that we are speaking on too much, please let us know.
Although I will say, I'm not gonna stop mentioning the tourist attraction. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah,
guys.
no, 7 year slip. That's just y'all are gonna have to
You're
deal
gonna
with
have to hear
that.
me mention that at least once an episode. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find a way to sneak that book into every
Literally
episode
every
we record.
episode, every single one.
I couldn't really sneak it in because it was not an enemies to lovers like at all.
It's a feel good.
It's a feel good. It's soft.
So, yeah, I guess we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, beautiful people. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more from us, give a like and follow at our socials. And if you want to listen to more, find us on Spotify and YouTube.